I don't really remember where we were when we kind of broke away.
Where we were when you guys broke away was everybody but you two took off. Pitch and Girder took off when they heard Hootie shouting. In the intervening moments afterwards, Haas made a gesture to Ibrahim like, let's go get a drink, and the two of them sauntered off, leaving the two of you alone.
What do you think, Moth? Is it within our means to slay this red dragon?
No, but if we were able to find some advantage, these beings can be felled. The Lady Ray may equally be as formidable and imposing. If anything, we should approach our dealings with her with even more caution. Shall we retire?
So you guys, obviously in the confines of your nice, comfortable inn rooms, you all pass the evening without much hullabaloo.
Yeah, what time of day is it? What kind of morning are we talking?
I'd say it's fairly early in the morning at this point. For efficiency's sake, we'll say that everybody's gotten up at this point, and your friends are just all sitting down to break their fasts as well. A voice across the room. You see his face shift to a blue face with yellow eyes, and then back to the original face, and he smirks, pokes his thumb over his shoulder, and stands up and walks down the hallway. Colby took them aside to his room to give them some more information and ensure that they had the lowdown, the lay of the land on the upcoming heist, as it were. Colby looking at the group and saying, at noon then, I believe we're going to get back together. He steps out into the hall and closes the door behind him.
Well, I guess we should probably prepare ourselves for a big night.
I must procure some necessities from town.
Berdan's gonna fall.
All right, so Berdan and Haas are going to go off on a shopping trip.
Pitch has gold.
Okay.
So we'll say that Moth and Haas and Berdan are heading off to do shopping.
Ibrahim needs to go to the blacksmith again, so he would tag along.
Yeah, I'm gonna go shopping too, but I've also got a note here. The miller in Dawnsbreach I was supposed to speak to. I wish I could just remember the context. Either way, I'm still gonna go to the oak mill.
I also wish that I knew the context of that note. The party heads out into the morning sunlight to go shopping. We will go with Berdan and Ibrahim at the blacksmith first. As you guys approach, he kind of hears your footsteps coming in between the ringing sounds of his hammer working, and he turns and wipes his forehead with a gloved hand, and I'll be with you in just a minute. As he steps over towards the two of you, he smiles at you, Berdan, and then his attention drifts behind you, rack focus to Ibrahim, and you see a perceptible stiffening of his stature, and he says, "Now, friends, I'm not looking for any trouble."
Sir, allow me to explain to you that, as I said, were you to help me, I would gladly bring more business your way, and here we are.
A bit of a smile returns to his face.
Berdan's going to inquire, do you have any plate mail?
I could possibly cobble together you a suit if you were in the market. It depends on how many pieces I have and if they fit you, but could be sundown.
How much would that run me?
I guess that depends on a couple things. My eldest son, Rourke, he's taken up with the Crimson Wind. I'll tell you what, if you give me your word, you bring my son back.
I'm going to the den too.
Stockton immediately shushes you, Ibrahim.
How will I know him?
He's as bald as I am. Deal?
Deal.
All right.
As you can see, my armor is also quite melted from a heroic battle. You can't even imagine the things that we have fought. Of course, we are heroes, and we are going to save your son.
Now, is there anything else I
Thank
can
you.
do for you two?
No, thank you for your assistance. I will return at sundown.
So at this point, we'll shift position. Girder, you're stepping up to the wood mill. And a few moments later, an elvish woman of some description smiles broadly and comes over to where you're standing. Hello, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I had heard tell of the mill in Dawnsbreach, and I can't remember exactly why. Your furniture looks lovely. I can turn people into things. I can make spiders real big.
Chicks love that.
I'm afraid that's no.
Well,
if you think of something, you know where I am.
Yes, of course.
Fare thee well. Pitch, pitch, pitch.
I'm gonna go over to that house and just check out like what the security is at the door and if I can get in.
So you stroll right past Ibrahim and Berdan, who have doffed their armor and are just finishing their transaction with the blacksmith. You see Moth and Haas at the general goods store across the street. A very muscular individual drags you into the house.
Cool.
Flame Speaker Vorga looks up at you. What have you brought in, Mateus? Make a performance check for me. Ooh,
Oh man, come on.
This is where he moves to grab you. Pitch is in the yeoman's house, having been brought in brusquely to speak to Flame Speaker Vorga.
I'm going to put a dagger up my sleeve at that point.
Make a sleight of hand check. Okay, yeah, they're none the wiser. We're going to shift our attention back to the group.
I think we should go and see what's up.
Don't you have a bounty to collect, Ibrahim?
That's right. Money owed to me for my great deeds.
Bernard will also head towards the yeoman's house.
So the four of you make your way over in that direction. At this point, we'll switch back over to the yeoman's house with tension rising.
I'm going to cast web on him, which I can do once a day with my arachnid cloak.
Yeah, okay.
And stick him to the wall. And
Okay.
I'm going to leave the building.
His hand goes to his sword. You web him up against the wall. His hand...
Fucking sweet.
Step out the door, drop his disguise. That's what he's going to do.
Berdan, Ibrahim, Haas, and Moth are just coming up to the front of the house.
Friends, if you want to feign a rescue, I've just pretended to be one of their cult members inside. They won't suspect it's me if you want to step in and save the day.
Would be a good opportunity to ingratiate ourselves on these weirdos. Ibrahim, that sounds like a job for a noble paladin.
Agreed.
You guys now hear shouts from inside of the yeoman's house.
Haas just lights another smoke and crosses his arms.
Ibrahim walks towards the door and pushes it open.
Ibrahim, you throw the doors open and you see, as soon as you open it, 4 heads look at you with surprise in their eyes. A large and well-armored individual appears to be cutting his compatriot who has been webbed up against the wall, and they all look at you wildly for a second.
We heard a scream. Do you require assistance?
The Crimson Wind requires no such assistance.
Perhaps we were hasty in our wish to aid.
Vorga's eyes are going to dart over to these 2 cloaked individuals here, move forward and brusquely push past the group and head off down the road.
Haas is going to follow those 2 fellows.
The 3 of you make your way towards the inn. Girder, you are at Marlowe's Equipment Co-op, and you see 2 individuals marching with intent through the town. Your eyes glance behind them, and you see Haas coming towards you, and you 2 are able to make eye contact quickly.
What?
Haas does the classic nose tap. Like, be cool nose tap, you gotta be cool.
I will.
They throw open the doors and step inside of the tavern. Where is Gertie? Ibrahim?
In the shrubs.
The shrubs?
Yeah, in the shrubs outside.
Okay. Yeah. Do you step into the room there?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Haas will follow the soldiers in.
So the 2 of you guys make your way up to the bar.
What's going on, Haas?
Oh, seems there was a commotion at the yeoman's house.
And with that, we will move back to the yeoman's house.
First, may I say what a lovely place you have. Absolutely charming. How long you and the fiery fellows have been in this town?
Fiery fellows.
It should be known. You might be surprised to know that I'm no small man.
I see. Well, no arguing with that. He looks at the bounty and he says, I see 15 ear.
Not a greedy person. I defer to what's written on the bounty.
I'll be right back. Flame Speaker returns, unties the gold satchel from his belt. He puts it on the table.
Very generous.
Pledge your fealty to the worm.
Well, that's a very kind offer.
Very few individuals have been burned during the ceremony.
Berdan nods. When would this happen?
This evening, at the worm's convenience.
I find your promise of power greatly alluring.
Thank you for your time.
We'll go back to the Forgotten Barrel. Haas and Girder at the bar. Make a perception check, both of you guys. Girder, you hear... Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I think Hootie's in trouble. Follow the sound.
You see two cult members wrestling with Hootie. Blood's been splashed around. Roll initiative.
Whoop.
Foul beast. Two swings at Hootie. Hootie looks pretty rough.
Damn!
That makes it Haas's turn.
Avast your striking! Soldiers, that is our legal pet! While shouting this, we'll run up behind the one fella. Stunning strike.
Yep.
Having stunned that fellow, Haas is going to move up against the next guy and use his second attack. Channel some ki and attempt to stun that guy. Excellent. So they are both stunned, and with the end of Haas's turn, he'll just shout, "Flee, Hootie!"
Girder, it's your turn.
I'm not fucking around. Let's go dominate beast. Sweet. And I'll give him the command to stop.
Okay,
And
so he
give him a
kind of
big
like
hug.
confusedly looks from Haas, who is like, run, and you, who now dominate his mind and say, stop. Big owly tear is welling in his eyes as you embrace him and give him the hug.
Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy.
Haas is going to lower his fists and say, "I apologize for the necessary violence, gentlemen. Surely now that the situation is in hand, we can all talk this out."
Ah, ow, ow. Ugh. What is this thing doing out here? It's yours? Like, they're just, like, confused.
Hootie is his name. Very precious to us. I have not been managing him properly.
See that you take better care of this beast. Winces in pain, heading off this way, one helping the other, leaving you two alone.
That was pretty good. A good conflict resolution. I'll stay outside with Hootie.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody but Girder is rejoined back inside.
"How did ye fare at the yeoman's house?"
I made an attempt to get a lay of the land inside the building. It did not go to plan. I've asked us to join them, though. That seems interesting. Oh, and I webbed a guy.
Berdan's going to nod solemnly.
It's about noon as a reasonable facsimile of shorthand comes padding down the steps, comes over to the group and says, hello, friends. Is it time for our meeting? And we'll kind of usher you guys towards his room. The animals and your animal keeper are outside beside the window, so you can, I guess, listen in.
Can we not trust the barkeep?
I haven't exactly got her pegged yet. She has close business with the Crimson Wind.
We have said many things in her presence. We may have spoken about murdering dragons.
Gonna fucking kill me some dragon.
Loudly.
That complicates things somewhat.
We've been offered membership in their cult.
If we can get you in the door and then get the distraction in place, this could be amazing. Okay, so you go and take a pledge of fealty, get in the front door. If we're going to do this, I need to leave right now and try to get word to the mistress that the plan is in action.
Girder will say that he could turn somebody into a bird.
You guys are going to fly up directly into the maw.
So Berdan's going to say they don't know Haas or Girder, so if the two of them fly up as birds, the rest of us can go and take the pledge, as it were.
All right, it sounds like you guys have a bit of a plan of action. Okay. With that, Colby, shorthand, steps out the door and closes it as we move towards the enactment of this plan.
We should decide what we will do with Hooty during all of this.
Yes.
If he can scale the cliff, he would be a worthy ally in the dragon's lair.
Maybe we can stable him.
Oh yes, my friends call me John of the Magic Tower. Don't mind me.
John of the Magic Tower.
Elena is definitely gonna rat us out.
Sorry. We're gonna leave. We're gonna try to get out of here.
Okay. So as you guys slip out of the back and start heading towards the edge of town, make a stealth check for me. From behind you, you just hear somebody say, "Hey, aren't we supposed to be finding an owlbear?" And like you look back to see one Crimson Guard who looks like he was relieving himself over here, pointing at Hooty, who's just lazily following behind you guys. "Help! Alarm! I saw them! They're over there!"
Oh shit. It's getting so messy.
Ask Berdan. He'll tell you.
He'll tell you we should kill them.
Did you guys talk about killing a dragon in the bar in front of Yelena?
100%.
Then she's telling Flame Speaker Vorga that now.
Yeah, officially flee. We will engage in the fleeing action.
Is it wise for us to vacate these premise and lay low for the rest of the day?
Or we kill everybody and take the shipment ourselves and masquerade as...
Fuck the plan, go with the bloodbath option.
It's, either way,
If we're going to kill, we should at least be choosy.
I think we can all agree that Flame Speaker Vorga is a bad fellow.
I don't want to join his religion.
It's around this moment that you guys hear thump, 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 as somebody is coming up the stairs towards the suite.
Pitch is going to tell them all to get in the back room.
There is a knock at the door. Hello? Lord John, was it?
Lord of the Magic Tower.
He's going to shout, yes, hang on a moment. I was just settling myself on the couch here. Give me a moment.
Yelena's standing there, as well as Flame Speaker Vorga, who has come along with her.
Perfect.
He appears to be holding what looks like a bottle of liquor and 2 glasses. So that leaves you and Flame Speaker Vorga alone in the room. He looks you up and down in a way that he wasn't looking you up and down before.
Sweet. I'm going to move to the other room. Guys, I'm going to go kill this guy now.
You know what? I do have a spell. Could possibly knock him out.
All right, well, Pitch is going to go out with his daggers hid neatly in his sleeves. John of the Magic Tower is going to look meaningfully into his eyes and have a sudden cough sneezing fit to the side and be like, and trying to get somebody's attention from the room behind him.
You have a cough and sneezing fit. This not being pre-discussed is a signal of any kind. And Moth, Berdan, and Ibrahim, if you guys could make intelligence checks to see if any of you pick up on it.
I think he's talking.
Caca, caca.
Oh my god! Dice are loaded. Ever.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's so joyous.
You hear John of the Tower have a bit of a cough and sneeze. Doesn't mean anything to any of you, though.
It's really dusty in there, huh?
I'm going to take a dagger out of my sleeve with my right hand and pin his hand down on the table.
Oh my
Jesus
god!
Christ. He's going to let out a shriek and then faint. No.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
When Berdan hears a shriek, he's going to run into the room. Berdan's going to eye the fireplace. How big is it? Seeing if it's possible to fit a body up the chimney. Berdan opens the bag of holding.
Yeah, totally do. Oh, it's the kill dog.
Pitch is
Do it.
like, bloodless. Good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. I think Moth's kind of like, yeah, it's the best of both worlds. It's quiet and painless.
Berdan's going to start putting it over his feet.
We're just shoving this guy.
It's a
Into the bag
victimless
of
crime, dude. It's like punching.
Wait. Pitch is gonna check his hands for like rings and stuff.
All right. You slide
Wow.
the unconscious body of Flamespeaker Vorga into your bag of holding.
Ah, the good old corpse bag.
It's seen some miles. Far off in the woods, we find Haas and Girder with Hootie.
Lady Ray's instructions did mention a river in the woods.
I'll feed Hootie a couple of snails. Is this the riverbed you think that was described to us?
Haas lets out a sigh of relief and lights a smoke.
Haas, you pick up the sound of unmasked footprints walking along the dry creek bed as Berdan seems to be standing there in the woods looking back and forth.
Colby, handsome persona you've taken on. And then he will inquire as to the details of this mysterious heist.
Meanwhile, the other party members, Pitch subbing in as the Flamespeaker Vorga, gathered up Berdan and Ibrahim, who had collected their armor, and along with Moth, the four of them set out, playing along with the idea that Vorga is bringing you guys as new conscripts. So there's these four individuals that are arrayed ahead of you, 2 pyre tenders, 1 emberling, and 1 torch bearer. Who goes there?
It is I, Flamespeaker Vorga. I've brought these pledges to stand in front of the dragon.
A deep, ingratiating bow to Flamespeaker Vorga, and he starts walking ahead. And so you make it kind of through this semi-marshy lowland and come around to see a pool of water from which there's a small stream trickling off to your right-hand side. As you glance up and look up at this escarpment which protrudes up out of the murky woods you're standing in, high up above, silhouetted, are the peaks and the outlines, and then set against that silhouette is just this rough, ruddy glow. The emberling starts in, splashing through the water and heading towards this crack in the wall. And as this is transpiring, removed by some distance into the woods to Haas and to Girder.
Haas is all ears. He is curious about the details of the heist and eager to meet Ray and get to the bottom of this business.
My eggs have been taken from me. 3, to be precise. Rigo has taken custody of that which does not belong to him. That's where your group comes in.
You're just gonna look at Hootie. I'm going to do like the halftime speech with Hootie, the down on one knee, even though he's taller than me. Don't go anywhere. We will come back for you.
So we'll leave you two sitting there cross-legged, passing the pipe back and forth, and move our vision to our group of 4 other adventurers who have just pressed inside of the entrance to the keep, these kobold warrens that are beneath the dragon's maw. The fucking flame speak. Vorga, what are you doing here? Make your persuasion check.
My business.
Very well. Follow me. And with that, we are going to switch perspectives once again to Haas and Girder passing back a pipe.
Finishing that bowl, Haas gives Girder a look and says, "Well, I'd best be to it." It's Haas's intention to climb up as quickly as he can and then take shelter in a shadowed crevasse until Rigo makes his departure.
Does anybody here speak Draconic?
No.
This
No.
would probably be down to
No.
Girder, maybe?
No.
No.
mean, yes.
I mean, yes.
Yes.
I mean, no.
Now, from Haas's perspective, you see a large adult red dragon. And off of his large, back, powerful hind legs, pushes off, his wings spread open, and he takes to the sky.
Haas will waste no time, and he'll scale the rest of the way stealthily into the open maw.
Okay. At that, we're going to switch the perspective to Girder, who has seen the dragons fly off. What is Girder doing?
I'm a bird.
You're a bird?
Yeah, I want to shape into a crow. A little pat on the head to Hootie as I peace out.
Within a few moments, you're able to make it up to the top edge of the cliff, just as you see Haas moving to the edges of the maw.
I'm going to fly like 2 feet in front of Haas.
Birder.
Person? Yeah, birder. I would say...
No, let him speak.
You see a glowing hot pool of liquid magma off to your right-hand side. This entire room seems to be suffused with fissures and with small steam vents, bones of discarded individuals. You see several creatures. There's kobolds and something else that's down there, a guard drake. These creatures basically act as custom-crafted guard dogs made by the dragon to protect their own shit. And with that, we will bring this evening's adventure to a close.
Thank you very much.
GG, everybody.
Hell yeah. Good night, everybody.